Hello students, how are you all? In last class you will learn the open chain structure of glucose. The today's topic is a cyclic structure of glucose. The open chain structure of glucose explains most of its properties. The most of the properties of glucose explained by open chain structures, but it do not explain the following facts and reactions. The open chain structure of glucose explains most of its properties, but it do not explain following facts and reactions. Following facts and reactions. In that first one, glucose does not give Schiff's test. Glucose does not give Schiff's test. Glucose does not give Schiff's test. So the Schiff's test is used to identification of aldehydic functional group. Any organic compound that contains a aldehydic functional group, they will give Schiff's test. Schiff's test. Any organic compound that contains aldehyde functional group, they will give Schiff's test. But ketones do not give Schiff's test. Even though aldehydes and ketones containing same functional group, carbonyl functional group. Aldehydes and ketones contains carbonyl functional group. Aldehydes will give Schiff's test, but ketones do not give Schiff's test. So by using Schiff's test, we are able to identify a aldehydic functional group present in a given organic compound. Aldehydes give Schiff's test, but ketones do not give Schiff's test. Aldehydes give Schiff's test, but ketones do not give Schiff's test. Okay, the point is glucose molecule. Glucose contains aldehydic functional group. Glucose contains aldehydic functional group. So CHOH taken 4 times CH2OH. It is glucose. It is glucose molecule. So glucose contain aldehyde. Aldehyde functional group. So glucose containing aldehyde functional group, even though aldehyde functional group present in the glucose molecule, but it do not give Schiff's test. Glucose does not give Schiff's test, even though it contains aldehyde functional group. Any organic compound that contain aldehyde functional group, they will give Schiff's test, but here glucose is not giving Schiff's test. Why glucose is not giving a Schiff's test cannot be explained by the open chain structure. Open chain structure do not explain the why glucose not giving a Schiff's test. This is the first one. Second one, glucose does not form hydrogen sulfide addition product. Hydrogen sulfide addition product with sodium hydrogen sulfide NaHSO3. So glucose does not form hydrogen sulfide addition product with NaHSO3. So any compounds that contains aldehyde functional group, they will react with sodium hydrogen sulfide form addition product. So I will see how it is. I'm taking aldehyde C double bond OH. This is, imagine, aldehyde. This aldehyde react with NaHSO3. NaHSO3. I'm writing the final product, and the product is RCHSO3NaOH. So this is the addition product formed. Whenever the aldehydes, this is a aldehyde. Aldehyde reacting with sodium hydrogen sulfide will forming addition product. But glucose contain aldehydic function group. Already we know that CHOH taken 4 times CH2OH. Whenever the glucose react with NaHSO3, NaHSO3, we cannot expect any product. So here is, this is aldehyde functional group. This glucose also contain aldehyde functional group. Both contain aldehyde functional group. But aldehydes reacting with the hydrogen sulfide forming addition product. Even the glucose contain aldehydic function group, it is not reacting with NaHSO3. So why the glucose not reacting with sodium hydrogen sulfide do not explain by the open chain structure. Open chain structure do not explain the why glucose not reacting with NaHSO3. Glucose does not explain the does not form the hydrogen sulfide addition product with NaHSO3. This cannot be explained by the open chain structure. Then third one, pentaestate of glucose. Pentaestate of glucose does not react with hydroxylamine. So what is this point meaning is, I'm taking a glucose CHOH OH taken 4 times CH2OH. This is the glucose molecule. It is a glucose. This glucose reacting with hydroxylamine NH2OH. NH2OH is hydroxylamine. Here these two hydrogens, this oxygen removed in the form of water, then the product is CHNH so CHOH taken 4 times CH2OH. So here glucose reacting with hydroxylamine leading to the formation of oxide. This is the reaction. But if you take the pentaestate of glucose, I'm taking here the pentaestate of glucose CHO C double bond O CH3 taken 4 times CH2O C double bond O CH3. So this is a pentaestate or a glucose pentaestate. Glucose pentaestate reaction with hydroxylamine. So there is no formation of any product. Glucose reacting with the hydroxylamine leading the formation of oxide. But glucose pentaestate, this is the glucose pentaestate do not react with hydroxylamine. So why the glucose pentaestate do not react with the hydroxylamine cannot explain by the open chain structure. So glucose react with the hydroxylamine forming oxime, but glucose pentaestate do not react with the hydroxylamine even though there is a CHO aldehydic functional group. Here is a aldehyde functional group, it is reacting, but here also aldehyde functional group, but this glucose pentaestate not reacting with hydroxylamine even though both the cases aldehydic functional group is present. So why the glucose pentaestate do not react with the hydroxylamine cannot be explained by the open chain structure. This is the third one. And the fourth one, glucose found to exist two crystalline forms. They are alpha form of glucose and the second one is a beta form of glucose. Glucose is found to exist in two forms. They are one, alpha form of glucose, and the second one beta form of glucose. So glucose is found to exist in two forms. They are, the first one is alpha form of glucose and the second one is beta form of glucose. Next, the alpha form of glucose melting point is melting point 419 Kelvin. 419 Kelvin, and the melting point of beta form of glucose is 423 Kelvin. Its melting point is 423 Kelvin. Next, alpha form of glucose is obtained by crystallization from a concentrated solution of glucose at 303 Kelvin. Alpha form of glucose is obtained by crystallization from concentrated solution of glucose at 303 Kelvin. Next, the beta form of glucose is obtained by beta form of glucose is obtained by crystallization from hot and saturated solution of hot and saturated aqueous solution of glucose at 371 Kelvin. So beta form of glucose is obtained by crystallization of hot and saturated aqueous solution of glucose at 371 Kelvin. So here simply the glucose is found to exist in two forms. They are, one is alpha form of glucose, the second one is beta form of glucose. So these are the facts do not explained by the open chain structure. What is the first factor? Glucose does not give Schiff's test. So even though glucose contain aldehyde functional group, glucose is not giving Schiff's test. The next one is glucose does not form hydrogen sulfide addition product with sodium hydrogen sulfide. So aldehydes react with sodium hydrogen sulfide to produce addition product, but glucose contain aldehyde functional group, but it does not form a hydrogen sulfide addition product. So this one is this fact do not explain by this reaction do not explain by the open chain structure of glucose. Next one is pentaestate of glucose does not react with hydroxyl amine. So any compound which contains any organic compound that contains aldehyde functional group, they will react with hydroxyl amine, but glucose is not reacting even though they contain aldehydic functional group. This indicates that the aldehyde functional group is not free. It indicates this reaction indicating that aldehyde group is not free. I am writing it. It indicating aldehyde group CHO group is not free. CHO group is not free. So the pentaestate of glucose does not react with hydroxyl amine. This reaction indicates that indicating aldehyde group is not free. The next one is glucose is found to exist in two forms. One is alpha form and another one is beta form. So why the glucose existing alpha form and beta form do not explained by the open chain structure. So these are the certain facts and evidence reactions do not explained by open chain structure. So that we need to learn a cyclic structure of glucose. Next, Fischer projections of glucose molecule. For this case, first we have to take a open chain structure of glucose molecule. So glucose contains 6 carbons. So I am taking this is the first carbon, second, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, and this is the sixth carbon. So at first carbon there is a aldehydic function group. This is the carbon number 1, number 2, number 3 carbon, 4, 5. This is the sixth carbon. The simplest way to remember the glucose structure is at first carbon we have to take a aldehydic function group. At the sixth carbon we have to take a CH2OH group. At first carbon CH group, at sixth carbon we have to take CH2OH. At third carbon on left side, we have to take a OH. And at remaining carbons we have to take a OH is on right side. Look at this. At third carbon, at second carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, OH group is present at right hand side. Only at third carbon OH group present at the left side. In a simplest way, remembering of structure of glucose is at first carbon we have to take CHO, at sixth carbon we have to take CH2OH. On third carbon we have to take OH group on left side. At remaining all the carbon places we have to take OH on right hand side. At second carbon OH is right side, at fourth carbon OH right side, fifth carbon OH right side. Only at third carbon OH is left side. So at only third carbon OH is left side. So remaining valence of carbon is satisfied by using hydrogens. So carbon valence is 4, 1, 2, 3. Remaining valence we have to satisfy with the hydrogens like this. So this is the structure of open chain structure of glucose molecule. The structure we can write as D plus glucose. Its name is D plus glucose. So here a positive sign represents. This positive sign represents a dextrorotatory. This is a dextrorotatory compound. So that we are calling it as a dextrose. When a plane polarized light is passed with the glucose solution, the glucose molecule rotates the plane polarized towards right, nothing but clockwise direction. When a substance rotates the plane polarized towards right or clockwise direction, we have to call as a dextrorotatory. So this positive sign represent this molecule is a dextrorotatory. So we are calling it as a dextrose. And this D represent a relative configuration of a glucose molecule. Relative configuration you will understand in further class. So this D represent a relative configuration. This is the open chain structure of glucose. Next, it is found that one of the OH group in glucose molecule forms a cyclic hemiacetal structure with its aldehydic functional group. One of the OH group in a glucose molecule forms a cyclic hemiacetal structure with its aldehydic functional group. And glucose form a 6-membered ring in which the OH at C5 involved in the ring formation. That means this OH group, this carbon of aldehyde group involved in the ring formation. Let us see how it is. So this structure I am taking as for convenience purpose. First case I am taking C double bond OH for convenience purpose. C double bond OH. Then this is the oxygen, this is the hydrogen. This bond will be get polarized, move to here. Then oxygen will get a negative charge. This hydrogen will be shifted to here. This O will become OH. The point is this double bond is there, this bond is moving to here, as a result will get negative charge. This oxygen, this hydrogen will converting into OH. This oxygen will be joined to this carbon, will form a cyclic structure. Let us see how it is. So I am taking 6 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is the 6 carbons. At first carbon, this oxygen, C double bond is there, this bond is moving here, this oxygen, this hydrogen will form OH. This hydrogen remains, I am writing here, this hydrogen. Next, at last carbon we have CH2OH, isn't it? At third carbon we have OH is on left hand side. At remaining carbons we have take OH is on right side. Right. Next, the OH at fifth carbon, this oxygen we have to join to this carbon like this. Oxygen, this oxygen I am writing here. Look at this. So this is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. The oxygen, the OH group at 6 carbon involved in the ring formation. This oxygen and this carbon, carbon of aldehyde function group from the ring. The ring contains 6 atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a 6-membered ring. Then the name of this structure is here is OH group is present on at first carbon, OH group present on right side. So we have to call it as alpha. alpha, remaining is D plus glucose. So simply D plus glucose, or simply I added only one alpha. This alpha represents OH groups present on right side of the right side, in this case at first carbon. Then another structure is possible. Here we took OH group is on right side. Next case we can take OH group is on left side. Let us take. I am taking first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. At third carbon OH group is on left side. This is a CH2OH. So remaining places OH group is on right side. Right. This is the hydrogen. Next, ring formation. So this structure, this time I am taking as this structure as a C double bond O. This I am taking as C double bond OH for convenience purpose. This bond is moving to here. This bond is moving here. This hydrogen, this oxygen will converting into OH. OH group will get left side, left. Then remaining we have it is hydrogen. This O double bond will become OH. This hydrogen is shifting to there, right? Then we have to form ring. This oxygen from OH of OH at 6th carbon, this oxygen. Then this is the structure we got. In this structure, OH group is at left side. Here is OH group at right side. Here OH group at left side. So this we have to call as beta D plus glucose. Beta D plus glucose. So this is alpha glucose. This is the beta glucose. So the glucose exists in two crystalline forms. One is alpha glucose, another one is beta glucose. So both these compounds will be different only first carbon. OH group is on right. At first carbon OH group is present at right side. Here at first carbon, this is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. At first carbon OH group present at left side. Here is OH group present at right side. So right side is there, we have to take it as a alpha form. If OH group present left side at first carbon, we have to take as a beta form. That is the difference. But these two cases. Next, Haworth structures. So how many atoms involved in ring? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the cyclic structure of glucose is in analogy with pyran. The structure of pyran is like this. This is the pyran. The 6-member ring structure of glucose in analogy with pyran. So let us write Haworth structures of glucose. First, this structure, same structure I am taking, this oxygen I am taking here, oxygen. So I am writing Haworth structures. Haworth structures, or simply Haworth projections. We have to call it as Haworth structures also. Haworth projections. So I am taking this oxygen here, oxygen, this oxygen, and I am taking this is the first carbon. I am taking this is the first carbon, C1. This is the second carbon, next third carbon, third, next fourth carbon, fourth, next fifth carbon, ring formation. So 1 oxygen, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon. Oxygen, first carbon, second carbon, this is the second carbon, this is third carbon, this is the fourth carbon, this is the fifth carbon. So this is the cyclic. How many atoms involved? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 atoms are involved. Next, so how to write this structure is what are the groups present right side? What are the groups present right side? We have to take at the bottom. What are the groups present left side? We have to take on the top. Simply what is the groups present in this ring here? We have to take at right side. I will show it. So at first carbon, then we can write OH present. OH is at right side. So we have to take here is OH, here is the H. Right. Second carbon, OH is at bottom. So OH is at the bottom, hydrogen at the top, isn't it? So the same structure we can represent instead of showing in carbons. Without showing carbons also we can show like this for easy to identification to get the clear structure. So this meaning is carbon. This each corner is a carbon atom. For simplest way for understanding purpose, I am taking just a bond line structure only. This is the bond line structure. At first carbon, hydrogen at the, so OH present at the bottom, hydrogen OH present at the right side, H present at the left side. So what are the groups present right side? We have to take at the bottom. So OH present at right side, I took that down. So here is second carbon, OH present at the right side, I took at the down, hydrogen left, I took at the upside. Then at third carbon, OH is at hydrogen at right side. So hydrogen at the down, OH at the top side. Then fourth carbon, at fourth carbon, OH is at the down, hydrogen at the top. At fifth carbon, we have to write CH2OH always at the upside up and hydrogen at the downside, like this. So this is a Haworth structure of glucose molecule. This is the Haworth structure of glucose molecule. That these structures are called as pyranose structures in analogy with pyran. So these structures are similar to pyran, so that we are calling as pyranose structures. Let us write them. So alpha D plus glucopyranose. The name of this compound is alpha D plus glucopyranose. This is a alpha form. Next, coming to the beta form, come to here. So this is also 6-membered ring, oxygen, right? This is the 6-membered ring. So this is the oxygen, then it is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, isn't it? At first carbon, hydrogen at the right side, so we have to take it as a down. So hydrogen at the downside we have to write and OH we have to take it upside, like this. And second carbon, OH is at the right side, so we have to take it as down. OH, H. At third carbon, OH is at left, hydrogen at right side. So what are the groups present at the right side? We have to write on the down in this structure. So here is hydrogen, here is OH group. So here is OH, here is hydrogen. Then CH2 group, CH2OH group, always we have taken that upside, hydrogen at the downside. So this is a beta D plus glucopyranose. In analogy with this structure similar to pyran, so we are calling as a pyranose structure. This is a beta D plus glucopyranose. So these are the Haworth structures or Haworth projections of glucose molecule. So this is one Haworth projection and this is another Haworth projection. This is alpha form, this is the beta form. So first these structures are these two structures are Fischer projections. So this is the open chain structure, these are Fischer projections, these are the Haworth sections. So simply what we did here is open chain structure converted into ring structure, alpha form as well as beta form. This structure converted into this one, and based on this structure we wrote this one. So we wrote Haworth structures based on the Fischer projections. So what is the groups present on the right side? We took at the down here. What are the groups present on the left side? We took on the upside. So all these groups I wrote downside, all these groups I wrote upside. Here also all these right side groups I wrote on the downside, all the groups present left side I wrote on the upside. So based on the open chain structure, we wrote these two structures, alpha form, beta form. So based on the alpha form, beta form, we wrote Haworth structures. So this is the Fischer projections of Haworth projections of glucose molecule. So these are the cyclic structure of glucose molecule. Next, let us write the points relating to it. In that first point, it was proposed that one of the OH group in glucose molecule forms glucose molecule forms cyclic hemiacetal structure with cyclic hemiacetal structure with its CHO group, with its CHO group. This is the point number 1. Next point, it was found that glucose form 6-membered ring, glucose form 6-membered ring in which OH group at C5 involved in the ring formation. What is point meaning is it was proposed that one of the OH group in a glucose molecule form the cyclic hemiacetal structure with its aldehyde group. So this OH and this aldehyde group form the cyclic hemiacetal structure, and it was found that glucose form 6-membered ring in which OH group at carbon 5th involved in the ring formation. So glucose form 6-membered ring in which OH group at 5th carbon involved in the ring formation. Next, these two cyclic forms exist in equilibrium with open chain structure. Exist in equilibrium with open chain structure. What is this point meaning is so this is the open chain structure, this is a cyclic form, and this is a cyclic form. So these two cyclic forms exist in equilibrium. They exist in equilibrium with the open chain structure. Next point, the two cyclic hemiacetal forms of glucose differ only in the configuration of hydroxyl group at C1 called anomeric carbon. Such isomers that means alpha form and beta form. Alpha form and beta form are called anomers. Very, very important for one more question. What are the anomers? So anomers meaning is so this is the one cyclic form and this is another cyclic form. So look at the carbon number 1. At the carbon, OH group present on the left side here. So this is a beta compound, beta D plus glucose. So this is beta form. This is alpha form. So compare the OH group at configuration of OH group at first carbon. At first carbon, OH group present on the right side here. Here the OH group present on the left side. So these two cyclic forms differ. That means alpha form and beta form differ only at C1 carbon. So that these two are called isomers. These isomers are also called as anomers. Anomers. Alpha form and beta form are called as anomers because they will differ in the configuration of hydroxyl group at first carbon. These two forms differ in the hydroxyl group configuration at first carbon, so that we are calling as a anomer. Simplest words, alpha form of glucose and beta form of glucose are called as anomers. So next, the six-membered cyclic structure. The six-membered cyclic structure of glucose is called pyranose structure. Called as a pyranose structure in analogy with pyran. So this is Fischer and Haworth structures of glucose. Here is the six-membered ring of cyclic structure of glucose is called pyranose structures in analogy with pyran. The structure of pyran is like this. So this is the structure of pyran. So this structure and this structure in analogy with pyran. So based on this point, we are calling these structures as pyranose structures. So the six-membered ring cyclic structure of glucose is called pyranose structures in analogy with pyran. These two structures are in analogy with pyran structure. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the six-membered rings of alpha form and beta form of glucose, our structures in analogy with pyran, so that we are calling as pyranose structures. So these are the Fischer projections of glucose, Fischer and Haworth projections of glucose. Nothing but these are the cyclic structures of glucose molecule. Next, fructose. The molecular formula of fructose is C6H12O6. It is the first point. The molecular formula of fructose is C6H12O6. The next point is the fructose is prepared by sucrose is boiled with dilute hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid in alcoholic solution, gives equal amounts of glucose and fructose. So I am writing equation C12H22O11. This is sucrose. Sucrose boiled with dilute hydrochloric acid, HCl or H2SO, we can take in alcohol solution, will give C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. One is glucose, one is fructose. Equal amounts of glucose and fructose are formed. It is also preparation for glucose. In preparation of glucose also same reaction we learned. This is the preparation. And the next one is fructose is a ketohexose. It is a ketohexose. You will understand this point in structure of glucose. Next, it is a liberatory compound, a liberatory molecule. When a plane polarized light is passed through the fructose solution, the fructose molecule rotates the plane polarized light in a anti-clockwise direction towards left. So that we are calling it as a liberatory compound. If you take the glucose rotate the plane polarized light towards right, nothing but clockwise. We are calling it as a dextrorotatory. But fructose rotating the plane polarized light towards left, nothing but anti-clockwise. So that fructose is a liberatory compound, liberatory molecule. Next, it exists in two forms. It exists in alpha form and beta form. So fructose exists in the alpha form as well as beta form. Next, structure of fructose, in that open chain structure of fructose. Structure of fructose. In that open chain. Open chain structure of fructose. So already we know that molecular formula of fructose is C6H12O6. That means it contains 6 carbon atoms. I am taking 6 carbons in a straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fructose molecule, this is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. At second carbon, there is a ketonic functional group. This is a ketonic functional group. Ketone functional group. Ketonic functional group present at second carbon. At third carbon, we have to take OH is on left side. At remaining places, we have to take OH is on right side. So this will be first carbon is CH2OH. Even last carbon also, sixth carbon also we have to take CH2OH. So at remaining carbons, we have to take OH at right side. And remaining valence of carbon is satisfied by using hydrogens. So this is a open chain structure of fructose. This is D fructose. So I wrote here is a minus. This minus is nothing but it is a layer rotatory compound. When a plane polarized light is passed through the fructose solution, the fructose molecule rotates the plane polarized towards left, nothing but anti-clockwise. So that we are calling it as a lever rotatory. And here I wrote ketohexose. It is a ketohexose. So because of the presence of ketonic function group, here is C double bond. This is a ketonic function group. And number of carbons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbons is there. We have to write hex. So hexose number of carbon atoms is 6 and the functional group is ketone. So that we have to call it as a ketohexose. Ketonic functional group, number of carbons is 6. So ketohexose. So this is a fructose and open chain structure of fructose. Next, cyclic structure of fructose. For this case, first we have to take open chain structure of fructose. So we know that fructose contains 6 carbon atoms. So this is the first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the second carbon, there is a ketonic functional group. The ketonic functional group present at the second carbon. At third carbon, we have to take OH at left side. OH at left side at third carbon. And at the sixth carbon, we have to take CH2OH. Even at first carbon, we have to take CH2OH. And at fourth carbon, we have to write OH at right side. At fifth carbon also, we have to write OH at right side. At third carbon, OH is left side. And at fourth and fifth carbon, OH is right side. Sixth and first carbon CH2OH, second carbon is ketonic functional group. Remaining valency we have to satisfy with hydrogens. So this is the open chain structure of fructose. Then this one we have to write as a D minus fructose. This is D minus fructose. This negative sign represents lever rotatory. D represents relative configuration. Then we have to write alpha form as well as beta form. First I am writing alpha form. So here is the OH group present at the fifth carbon involved in the ring formation with ketonic functional group. Here is this carbon. So this oxygen and this carbon, second carbon and oxygen present on the fifth carbon. This OH carbon, the oxygen attached to the fifth carbon. This oxygen and this carbon can form the rings. Oxygen on the fifth carbon, this OH and this carbon, second carbon involved in the ring formation. We can write it. So C OH. So this is the second carbon. This is the first carbon CH2OH. This is the first carbon CH2OH. I took left side this oxygen, this hydrogen. This bond is moving to here. this will become O, this O and this hydrogen will become OH. I took OH right side. So this is the first carbon, this is the second, this second carbon I wrote here. So next third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So 6 carbon CH2OH. 1, 2, 3. Third carbon OH is present at left side. At fourth carbon 3, 4 OH present right side. So remaining valency we have to start with hydrogen. So there is a ring formation between fifth carbon oxygen and fifth carbon. At fifth carbon there is a OH group is that this is the oxygen, and second carbon form the ring formation. So this is a OH group present at right side. Right side in the sense we have take alpha D minus fructofuranose. It is called as alpha D fructofuranose. This structure is analogous with furan. Furan structure you can write like this. This is a furan. In furan molecule, one oxygen atom is there and 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons is there. So it is a 5-membered ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So furan is a 5-membered ring. It contains one oxygen and 4 carbons. Come to here. Here is a one oxygen, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So total ring contains 6 atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 atoms is there. So this structure is analogy with furan. So that we are calling it as a furanose, fructofuranose. So this alpha represent OH present at right side, and D represent relative configuration. This negative sign represent Leo rotatory. Then coming to the beta form. So in beta form, OH we have take at left hand side. Then this is the second carbon, right hand writing third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So CH2OH. So what I meaning is this oxygen, this C double bond O, this converting into OH, this hydrogen is shifting to here, this will become OH. That OH I am taking at left side, and this CH2OH I am writing at right side. This is the first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth and this is the sixth. At third carbon OH present at left side, isn't it? Then at fourth carbon OH present at right side. Remaining we have to satisfy with the hydrogens. This is CH2OH. Then this is the ring formation. Look at this. In this structure, OH group present at left side. Left side we have tried as beta, D in the sense relative configuration minus fructofuranose, because this structure is analogy with the furan. So it is furan. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5-membered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-membered ring. Ring contains one oxygen, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. One oxygen, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a beta D fructofuranose. This is negative sign represent Leo rotatory. This is this is open chain structures. In the open chain it's converting into Fischer projections. Next we have to converting into Haworth projections. This one I am taking oxygen. Similarly I am taking oxygen. Then right, this is the second carbon. This carbon I am taking. At second carbon, OH present at this is the hydrogen. OH present at right side. So we have OH present at right side. We have to take at the bottom. So what are the groups present at right side? We have to take at the bottom. What are the groups present at left side? We have to take at the top side, up side. So OH I wrote here. The remaining we have is CH2OH. This is the first carbon, this is the second carbon. At third carbon, hydrogen at the bottom side, OH at the up side we have taken, present at right side. At this is the third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon. At fourth carbon, OH at we have taken at down side, hydrogen at the up side. At sixth carbon, fifth carbon, CH2OH at upside and hydrogen at the down side. This is one Haworth structure. The name of the structure is already wrote alpha D minus fructofuranose. Fructofuranose. This is Haworth structures. These are Haworth structures. One structure. Next, coming to here, this case. This case also we have to take a similar way. Look at this. At this is the second carbon. This is the second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon. At first carbon, CH2OH present at the right side. We have to take at the down. OH present at the top side. We have to take at OH present at right side. Left side we have to take at the top. Hydrogen present at the down side. And OH at the upside we have to take. Because it is present right side, it is present at the left side. Next, fourth carbon. OH group present at right side, we have taken the down, and hydrogen we have taken the upside. Here is a hydrogen, so CH2OH. So this is another beta form of Haworth structure. This name is already wrote beta D minus fructofuranose. Beta D fructofuranose. So these are the Haworth structures of fructose. And these are the cyclic structures of fructose. So how do you write? First we wrote open chain structure of fructose. This one converting into alpha form and beta form. In alpha form we took OH is on right side, beta form we took OH is on left side, isn't it? Then first we convert open chain structure into these two cyclic structures. Then these two structures converting into Haworth structure. This is another Haworth structure. The structure of cyclic structure of fructose is analogy with furan, so we are calling as fructofuranose. So this is a cyclic structure of fructose.